Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Michaela and today is day 2 of Vlogmas, and as you can see I have my little coffee shop bookstore ambiance in the background because today I'm going to be talking about my holiday to be read list. So if I'm being honest, I set this goal of reading 50 books in 2021 and I am 10 books behind, but it's okay because I thought that December would be the perfect opportunity to use this time to get those books knocked out, but also kind of make them like wintry, holiday, Christmassy, you know, that kind of theme. So let's just jump right into this list. Oh, before we do that, I'm wearing my ugly sweater that I made like, I don't know, 2 years ago. It's like a little wind-up toy soldier. Okay, so in order to get through 10 books in a month, I had to kind of mix this list with actual books and audiobooks. I love audiobooks. It's just a quick and easy way to get through books while actually enjoying them, but not having to sit down and take the time to read them. So I do have some audiobooks on this list, and hopefully I will be able to knock out that goal of 50 books in a year. The first book on the list is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. And honestly, when I was doing research for wintry or holiday reads, this book was like on every single list, like it must be good. It's a fantasy book and it's kind of like a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin, and it sounds really good. I like pretty much any kind of books except for horror books, really. And so I just don't read a lot of fantasy books, especially recently, so I'm actually really excited to try this one. So to give you a brief description about this book, it says, Miriam is the daughter and granddaughter of moneylenders, but her father's inability to collect on his debt has left his family on the edge of poverty until Miriam takes matters into her own hand. Hardening her heart, the young woman sets out to claim what is owed and soon gains a reputation of being able to turn silver into gold. When an ill-advised boast draws the attention of the king of the Stark, grim fey creatures, who seems more ice than flesh, Miriam's fate and that of 2 kingdoms will forever be altered. Set an impossible challenge by the nameless king, Miriam unwittingly spins a web that draws in a peasant girl, Wanda, and the unhappy daughter of a local lord who, torn between deadly choices, Miriam and her 2 unlikely allies embark on a desperate quest that will take them to the limits of sacrifice, power, and love. So yeah, this book seems really interesting and I cannot wait to read this one. It's a little thick. I mean, it has 466 pages, so there's that. Let's hope we can get through this quickly. So the next book on this list is called Wrapped Up in You by Talia Hebert. I have been waiting since the summer to listen to this book. It is an audiobook, and so I'm so excited because I read her other 3 books, the Brown Sister series. They were so good and I finished those books in like 3 days. Like all 3 of them. They were really good, so I'm really excited to hear this one. This book is a novella, so hopefully it should be a little bit quicker to read, or I guess listen to, than other books. But here's a brief description of what this book is about. William Reed is nothing special except for his billion-dollar acting career and his, face. Apparently it's a good one. Winning Sexiest Man Alive was nice, but this Christmas, he has more important goals in mind. Like finally winning over his best friend's little sister, the super smart and kinda scary Abby Farrell. When a blizzard leaves Will and Abby alone at Grandma Farrell's house, if bunking with 27 pets counts as alone, it's the perfect opportunity to pull off a Christmas miracle. Convincing clever, frosty Abby to give Will a chance will take more than a mistletoe, but hiding his lifelong crush on her is no longer an option. So it is kind of like, I think it's kind of like a romantic comedy maybe. I mean, her other books are kind of like romantic comedies, and I just really enjoy her other books, so I am just excited to listen to this one. So the next book on this list is called Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. And I mean, if I'm being honest, I picked this book up because it's this big. It's, It's a little thing. It's a little thing. And I was like, okay, maybe this will go quickly. I don't know. But apparently it's based off the movie Christmas with the Cranks. So if you've seen that one, I guess it's kind of like a holiday comedy-ish kind of book. I don't know. Again, I mostly picked it up because she's slim. And, you know, we just need to get those numbers. We need to get those numbers up, okay? That's pretty much why I picked this one up. But the description for this book says, imagine a year without Christmas. No crowded malls, no corny office parties, no fruitcakes, no unwanted presents. That's just what Luther and Nora Crank have in mind when they decide that, just this once, they'll skip the holiday altogether. Theirs will be the only house on Hemlock Street without a rooftop frosty. They won't be hosting their annual Christmas bash. They aren't even gonna have a tree. They won't need one because December 25th, they're setting sail on a Caribbean cruise. But as this weary couple is about to discover, skipping Christmas brings enormous consequences and isn't half as easy as they imagined. Okay, y'all, next up on the list is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. And I'm excited for this one. Okay, y'all, let me just let you in a little secret. If you did not know, one of my favorite kind of books is psychological thrillers. I had to add a few of them to this list in order to get through this list. Even though Christmas is a time for, like, you know, fun and family and good things, I don't know. I needed to add this to my list to keep myself interested, keep myself going. I want to be able to get through this. I want to be able to get through this. So this is a murder mystery, psychological thriller kind of book. And the description of this book says, during the languid days of the Christmas break, a group of 30-something friends from Oxford meet to welcome in the new year together, a tradition they began as students 10 years ago. For this vacation, they've chosen an idyllic and isolated estate in the Scottish Highlands, the perfect place to get away and unwind by themselves. They arrive December 30th, just before a historic blizzard seals the lodge off from the outside world. 2 days later, on New Year's Day, one of them is dead. The trip began innocently, admiration of the stunning, if foreboding, scenery, champagne in front of a crackling fire, and reminiscing about the past. But after a decade, the weight of secret resentment has grown too heavy for the group's tenuous nostalgia to bear. Amid the boisterous revelry of New Year's Eve, the cord holding them together snaps. One of them is dead, and another one of them did it. Keep your friends close, the old adage goes, but just how close is too close? Yeah, this one's it. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited to read this one because I like suspense. I like to be hanging on every single word. So just, yeah, I can't wait to get to this one. Okay, next up is One by One by Ruth Ware. Okay, y'all. This is another psychological thriller, I think, or like suspense murder mystery one. I don't know. But it's wintry and it happens in the snow. I have to keep my attention span. I have to, y'all, I have to. Anyway, so the description of this one says, getting snowed in at a beautiful rustic mountain chalet doesn't sound like the worst problem in the world, especially when there's a breathtaking vista, a cozy fire, and company to keep you warm. But what happens when that company is 8 of your coworkers and you can't really trust any of them? When an off-site company retreat meant to promote mindfulness and collaboration goes utterly wrong, when an avalanche hits, the corporate food train becomes irrelevant and survival trumps togetherness. Come Monday morning, how many members short will the team be? Okay, y'all, next up is another audiobook, and it's called A Castle in the Clouds by Kristen Gear and Rami Furslin. And this one seemed cute. I think this one's kind of like a little fantasy mystery romance, a cute little, you know, young adult book. So the description says, A Castle in the Clouds follows a girl as she navigates secret romance and danger in an aging grand hotel. Way up in the Swiss mountains, there's an old grand hotel steeped in tradition and faded splendor. Once a year, when the famous New Year's Eve ball takes place and guests from all over the world arrive, excitement returns to the vast hallways. Sophie, who works at the hotel as an intern, is busy making sure that everything goes according to plan. But unexpected problems keep arising, and soon some of the guests are not who they pretend to be. Very soon, Sophie finds herself right in the middle of a perilous adventure and at risk of losing not only her job, but also her heart. Okay, and the last book on the list is a book that I've actually have already read before. And well, I guess I should say listened to before because it is an audiobook. And I kind of just wanted to like wrap up this list as kind of preparing for the new year. So it's not necessarily a holiday read or a winter read. You can literally read this book anytime. I mean, you can read any of these books any time of the year. But this one I just really enjoyed. So I kind of just wanted to like revisit this book in preparation for the new year because I want to go into the new year like being more mindful. And so this book is called Peace is Every Step, The Path of Mindfulness in Everyday Life by Thich Nhat Hanh. And again, it was just, when I read it, when I listened to it the first time, it was just like really informative. Like I was really able to like be mindful in my present life. And I feel like I've recently gotten away from that. And so kind of, again, preparing for next year, I really want to dive back into that mindfulness. And the description of that book says, in the rush of modern life, we tend to lose touch with the peace that is available in each moment. World-renowned Zen master, spiritual leader, and author Thich Nhat Hanh shows us how to make positive use of the very situations that usually pressure and antagonize us. For him, a ringing cell phone can be a signal to call us back to our true selves. Dirty dishes, red lights, and traffic jams are spiritual friends on the path to mindfulness, the process of keeping our consciousness alive to our present experience and reality. The most profound satisfactions, the deepest feelings of joy and completeness lie as close at hand as our next aware breath and the smile we can form right now. Lucidly and beautifully written, Peace is Every Step contains commentary and meditation, personal anecdotes and stories from Nhat Hanh's experiences as a peace activist, teacher, and community leader. It begins where the reader already is, in the kitchen, office, driving a car, walking at park, and shows how deep meditative presence is available right now. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna try my best to get through this list of books because I really want to reach that goal of 50 books this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!